Hey guys, Vinny Moser here. Another video. I figured since nobody really knows who I am yet, up and coming, just trying to start this thing up. I should tell you a little about myself. I'm 34 years old. I know I'm an old man. That's why it took so long for me to get on TikTok, Hey. Anyway. But, I wanted to become a behavioral therapist for most of my life. That and a musician, obviously, because I like music. And I struggled when I was young. Really struggled with anger and my emotions. And I just didn't really know how to talk, I guess you would say. I just didn't know how to release my emotions correctly. Everything became rage and anger. When I was about 6 years old, my mom brought me to a school called Ocean Academy, and it was a special services school, and I didn't want to be there. Never did. I always knew I wasn't supposed to be there. At age 7, I started raging and lashing out in school. I would throw desks at my teachers, and they had a thing called the timeout room, and it didn't have a handle on the one side of the room, and I would wiggle my fingers underneath, and I would pull the door, and then they'd have to hold the other side shut, and I was just a little asshole, you know what I mean? I was just a little asshole in school. But looking back, retrospect, I did it on purpose. I didn't want to be there. I wasn't learning a thing, and I'm not stupid. So here I am in this school with a bunch of other handicapped kids, and I'm not handicapped, and I want to learn and I want to grow, but I can't. So outside of school, meanwhile, I'm also trying to find friends, and I'm trying to establish some kind of relationship with my mom because I'm just not good with emotions, and her and I were just, water and oil forever. It's always been that way. For some reason, have been semi-defiant to my mom since birth. I feel like I love her to death, but I don't know, for some reason we get under each other's skins so easily. We're still working on that. We've gotten so far, at least we can hang out with each other and have good conversation and stuff now. We love each other, you know what I mean? But growing up, it was hard because I used to get beat, and my earliest memory was of my mom, and it was her chasing me around the house, and she was beating me with a big wooden spoon with holes, and she wouldn't stop, and I was crying, and I couldn't have been more than 6, 7 years old, and I just remember my aunt grabbing me and pulling me in her arms and telling my mom, screaming at her, saying, "If you hit him one more time, I'm gonna call the police." And you're talking about in 1990s, you kind of hate your kids then. I'm not saying it's a good thing to do, but you hit your kids then, and you got it off too. So if it was bad enough to where they were gonna call the police on my mom, her own sister, because I was being abused. And when I was 11, I went on my vacation with my family for the first time to Florida to go visit my grandmother. And I believe I just got home late. I don't remember all the details. As I said, I was young, You're talking about 20 years ago. It's an old memory, but from what I do remember is I came into the door and my mom threw me on the ground and in front of all of my family, cousins and aunts and her own mother, and was on top of me like a UFC fighter on top of somebody, submitting them, punching me in my face. So let's, fast forward another year. My aunt wants to pick me up because my mom has brought me to a foster home because she can't take care of me anymore because I'm uncontrollable to her. At this point, my aunt brings me to Northfield. I lived in Cape May, and now she lived in Atlantic County, and she took me out of special services school and she enrolled me into a regular school, Northfield Community School. Now, when I got to the school, in order for me to graduate on time with all the other kids, because I was in the special services school, I had to accelerate through 2 grades in 1 year. So I did it, and I was proud of myself. I joined the drama club. I ended up joining the track team. I broke the school's record for the longest jump. Like, life became good. My aunt and my uncle really took care of me. I want to say that my aunt was a very big reason why I have the respect I have for the people in life, and especially towards women. But when I was about 15, my mom saw I was doing good and wanted me back. And before my 16th birthday, I was already back in jail. So, long story short, I'm in and out of jail. Stupid stuff like burglaries and thefts and just breaking people's stuff, trespassing, like stupid stuff that angry kids would do. Assault charges. And, well, when I turned 19, big old jet. When I turned 19, I'd gotten in some trouble. And it landed me 7 years in prison. I had an unlawful possession of a handgun, and they smoked me for it. I mean, I've seen people get, for the same exact thing I had, 3 years. I've seen people get 18 months probation type deal for what happened to me. But they smoked me because I was a bad egg before. My juvenile record, even though it wasn't supposed to, shined bright in court. Anyway, so I went to prison. And while I was in prison, I was jumped by guards. I was stabbed in the back, almost hit me in my kidney. I mean, like this close to stabbing me in my kidney. 8 months in a wheelchair on recovery. I had to get transferred to another prison and everything. But when I turned 25, I decided to make a change. I decided I wanted to change my life. I was tired of being angry, and I was tired of causing myself pain and causing everybody I love pain and letting everybody down over and over again. And I knew that it was going to continue unless I decided to make some kind of change. So I was released from prison when I was 26. Before my 27th birthday, I was already had my license, and I was enrolled in ACCC, Atlantic Cape Community College, for culinary arts. I had a job, and I was doing my own thing. When that next summer came around, I had bought a van for $500 and some tools that I had found, and I started my own landscaping company, and I was doing very good with that for a while. I got a little overwhelmed. I wasn't, I guess, ready yet to start my own business, which is okay. So I jumped ship on myself. I quit on myself, and I just joined up with another company. And I was with that company for years and years and years. And there was something that wasn't gone yet. It was my anger. As nice as I could be to people, I could be so mean and so angry so quick. On my 30th birthday, I woke up and I was scared that if I moved, somebody in my family would die. I called the psychologist in the middle of the night and explained what was going on in tears. And I had a couple therapy sessions, and it turned out that I had a thing called dysthymia. And in layman's term, it's just like a really elongated depression, and it kind of snuck up on me, I guess, because I turned 30. Big 3-0. Anyhow, but then when I turned 30, I realized I needed to cool off. I needed to figure out how to start working on myself. And I'm 35 now. 34, sorry. Oof, let's not make me too old. I'm 34 now. And even in the last 4 years, I've changed like 6 times over. I thought I was great, and then I became great again, and then I thought I was doing well, and I'd see something wrong, and I fixed that, and that's me becoming better every time. Like, the change is continual, and it's not a gradual thing for me. It's something I work on every day. And I guess that's what my page is for. I want to inspire people that have had it rough to just know that, like, you're not stuck. There are options, and it's going to get hard, and it's never fucking easy. And if you have any questions or anything, just reach out, direct message me or whatever. I'll do my best to answer them. I'd like to bring up topics from other people if I may. I'd love to give out advice and use people's names. So just let me know if you would like that. Thank you Please like and subscribe. Have a blessed day.